Forza Motorsport is nearly as old as the Xbox brand itself, but it had a surprisingly extended absence since its last entry in 2017. In its place, the less simulation-focused, open-world Forza Horizon series has flourished, despite not offering the technical track racing that the core series of the franchise once excelled in delivering. Forza Motorsport is a reset of sorts for the series, with its time away from the track used to refine its scintillating racing and fine-tune its progression system. The result is a streamlined simulation racer that puts all its focus on the on-track action, delivering one of the most exhilarating racing experiences you can find on any platform. Forza Motorsport wastes no time getting you on the track, throwing you between the wheels of its cover car, the 2024 Corvette E-Ray, on the tarmac of the Maple Valley Raceway, a throwback to the series' oldest fictional track. This short showcase, somewhat similar in presentation but not in tone to the openings found in Forza Horizon, makes it immediately clear how much work has been put into Forza Motorsport's visuals. The golden sunset lighting and autumn colors around the track contrast beautifully against the glinting blue metal of the roaring hypercar at your fingertips, with the subsequent race at a cherry blossom laden track in Japan showcasing gorgeous nighttime lighting as dozens of polished liveries careen around corners. Each one of Forza Motorsport's faithfully recreated cars is a treat to behold when out on the track, while equally standing up to scrutiny when you take the time to investigate their intricately recreated interiors. If you obsess over the details of exceptional automotive engineering, Forza Motorsport is raising the bar for what you will expect from other games in this genre. At the heart of Forza Motorsport is a revamped career mode that pulls in elements from older entries in the series and blends it with a new set of mechanics that's designed to establish a deeper bond between you and your selected cars. The Builders' Cup is a collection of championships with theme-specific events and distinct showcase events. Each one celebrates the beauty of the automotive industry through the lens of its theme, limiting your choice of vehicle based on a specific time period, a collection of region-specific manufacturers, or a particular class of consumer car. Each event, typically made up of a handful of races, usually requires a new car, either from your existing collection or from the selection of over 500 that you can purchase throughout your time with Forza Motorsport. Bouncing between new vehicles not only gives you the familiar, rewarding sensation of learning the limits of a new speedy machine, but it also now lets you customize each car based on the amount of time you spend with it. Every action you make with a selected car in an event contributes toward its own level, with developer Turn 10 layering a light role-playing system of sorts on top of traditional progression. As your car levels up, you unlock new categories for upgrades, letting you spend accrued car points to install upgrades that affect characteristics such as top speed, acceleration, handling, and more. The total number of points you have to spend is also determined by how much you use a particular vehicle, and can also be recouped at any point if you want to take your tuning in an entirely different direction. The interface for this critical part of your progression through Forza Motorsport is wonderfully designed, giving you a clear view of how your current choices will affect your car while carefully reminding you about the importance of a balance. Easier still is the ability to have all of these upgrades applied automatically in between races, with the system doing a remarkably good job at finding a pleasing configuration. This customization is crucial not only to the Builders' Cup, but eventually in your multiplayer racing career too, with all your changes carrying through to the more challenging online events to really cement the rewarding nature of those changes. The style of progression revitalizes the most basic principles of simulation racing. The reward of shaving off a few tenths of a second on a lap time might still be rewarding enough for most players, but having that coupled with the tangible reward of new parts for your vehicle, and hence the opportunity to post even faster lap times, creates an engrossing feedback loop that is difficult to pull away from. Practice sessions before races are no longer just about learning the track layout. They're critical interludes between competitive events that let you learn more about your car while improving its capabilities for the next race. As you race through each sector, you'll be rewarded with XP for how well you completed, handily indicated by a score out of 10 that pushes you to make the best of every single corner. Some act as miniature time trials too, letting you gauge your performance lap after lap and revel in the best one once you've linked each sector up perfectly. These are all facets of simulation racing that have been at the core of why enthusiasts have loved this genre, but it's refreshing to see Forza Motorsport contextualize it in a way that will make it just as engaging to an entirely new crowd of players. This streamlined system of upgrading your car doesn't come at the expense of the nitty-gritty options that you might expect from a simulation racer either. Beyond the selection of parts, you're able to fine-tune the most minute details of each vehicle to the same degree as before, switching up anything from your brake bias to gear ratios and more. These, as they have been before, are squarely suited to those who have an in-depth knowledge of cars and how the smallest changes can have a big impact on the track with the right driver behind the wheel. With Forza Motorsport's varied options for difficulty, there's opportunity to make these settings vital if you're planning on playing with the most driving assists off and pitting yourself against the highest level of AI drivers, never mind the potentially faster opponents online. Outside of the Builders Cup, Forza Motorsport features several standard modes. There's the free race option where you can set up a race with some quick presets or dive deep into a customizer and create an event with incredible detail, from the different types of weather that can occur during the race and how fast the day-night cycle takes place to how much rubber has already been laid down on the racing line to determine grip. Cars that you've purchased can all be used here too, which gives you another chance to increase their respective levels, but you can also choose to rent a car and accrue no XP for it for no fee, which is a nice touch if you're just looking to take a quick test drive. Rivals also makes a return, giving you new opportunities to get sucked into consecutive laps as you hunt down the ghosts of other players attempting to rise up on the leaderboards. But limited time events change things slightly by locking all players into a single car on a single track for the duration of the event, incentivizing you to return frequently to see what new challenge awaits. Multiplayer has been consolidated into a massive new tool that Turn 10 calls featured multiplayer, which aims to replicate the feel of an official race weekend by establishing rolling events that take place in real time. Each event features a practice session, qualifying, and the feature race, all of which you can compete in with 23 other players if you join the event in time. This is one part of Forza Motorsport that we need to experience once the game is out and being played by more people, so we'll report back on it after launch. Private multiplayer sessions can also be constructed with friends, with every facet of the rules open to customization. With so much racing to undertake, it quickly becomes apparent that Forza Motorsport features a smaller number of tracks than you might expect. There are only 14, with 20 viable circuits when you take into account alternate layouts of some tracks. There are familiar standouts, such as racing around the 130R at Suzuka in Japan, or scaling a Rouge with your foot flat on the gas in Spa, as well as new tracks in South Africa. But there's also a surprising lack of representation from whole regions, such as the Yas Marina circuit in Dubai, or one of the 2 Italian Formula 1 tracks. Forza Motorsport is being positioned as a platform that Turn 10 is planning to update over the future, but that doesn't change the fact that it has less than half of the circuits Forza Motorsport 7 eventually had. Forza Motorsport has been gone a long time, but it's evident that Turn 10 has used the time to reevaluate its formula and implement some striking changes that will likely ignite a new passion for simulation racing for pedalheads and bring a swath of new players in. The inclusion of car-specific progression creates a stronger relationship between you and each car that you own, with the methods of leveling up each one pushing you to hone your racing craft in the most rewarding way the series has delivered thus far. Forza Motorsport does this all without forgetting its heritage, delivering a standout simulation racing experience that looks and sounds stunning, while feeling reliably accurate and satisfying on the tarmac. It would be nice to have more locations to enjoy Forza Motorsport's breadth of vehicular content on, but it would be a lie to say I didn't have a massive grin on my face during every lap that I completed.